Hello? 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 Okay, you can see me. I'll invite you in. We'll see if this works.
Oh,
I can hear you now.
you can hear me now.
Okay, and you're loud and clear.
Oh, that's good.
Louder and clearer than I need, but I'll turn you down a little bit here.
Oh, dear.
Okay, I don't know what was going on, but so anyway, I feel like I'm choking. My life is choking me right now. So I've been starting to throw a few things out of the house. And that,
Oh,
that feels somewhat good.
me too. I decluttered a whole drawer. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was going to have a freaking heart attack.
Well,
And then I just decided, you know what? Fuck it all. So I took the whole drawer and I threw it in the trash.
oh dear.
Yep.
Hopefully there was nothing particularly valuable in that drawer.
Socks. All of the socks.
Okay.
From like 10 years worth of socks.
Okay.
So the ones that didn't look like they had been used, I took them downstairs and I put them on the table for giving. And then the ones that looked nice, I kept them. And the ones that were elderly and had holes in them and were ready on their way out went in the trash.
Well, I wish I knew how to do that in my. Okay.
Want to see my new cute outfit?
Sure. Sure. Of course I do. Of course I want to see your cute outfit.
I got a blue shirt and blue pantaloons, and they're the same color.
Good. And those are for evening wear or just for fun?
And just loungewear.
Lounge wear. Okay. Good.
See?
Well, they follow my rule about loungewear.
Yeah.
Pajamas are match. The top and the bottom match.
Yep, definitely loungewear. I don't think I would wear those outside of the house because I might look a little funny.
You know, COVID has allowed
I know. I see these people.
all of us to look as funny as we want.
Oh gosh, these people. This lady at Target had her whole face like done up with makeup, and I was kind of following her around the store, and she was like, and I was like, I was getting ready to check out, and I saw her, and I said, "Nice makeup," and she's like, "Oh my fucking god, I totally forgot to take off my face," and I was like, "Oh my gosh." She was like, I was making a video for TikTok and I totally spaced out and forgot. And I needed tampons, and I was like, oh my god.
Too much information.
Too funny. I mean, like her whole face would look like she had been. She's like obviously like a makeup artist, right? But like she was like had like a blood thing like going all over her face, but like it was wicked.
Okay.
And it looked like she got hit by a car. Oh,
I was looking for this, and I was sitting on it the entire time.
That's too funny.
Okay.
So, show me this thing you want to send.
I have, it's one of those, I sent you a picture of 4 desk pens.
Oh, yes, yes.
And the one that will fit a number 2 pen is what I'll send you.
Okay.
I don't know which one it's going to be.
Okay.
And then I'll send you the piece of leather.
Awesome. I'm so grateful.
And you need to send me your, I know I have it somewhere, but it would be good for me to have you send me your address again.
Okay.
So, I mean, not
I will do that
via
right
here,
now.
in an email would be best.
Okay.
That way it's, I know.
I will put it on Instagram and I will put it on your email so that way you have it.
Thank you.
If the internet would let me have some. There we go. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have you ever heard of Betty Butterfield?
The lady that does the pancake commercials.
That's buttermilk.
I'm almost sure her name is Butterfield. Oh, that Betty Butterfield. Oh my God.
Listen to her talk about Lutheran churches.
Yes, I have. I remember. Yep.
When you mentioned makeup, it made me immediately thought of Betty Butterfield in my head.
That's too funny. That's amazing. Yeah, people and their makeup abilities. I used to do like natural makeup when I was going out as Marilyn, but I see all these people doing this crazy makeup, like they have all these jewels all over their face, or like just caked out to the nines. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. Like, I couldn't pull it off.
Well, it's
props to those who can.
Yeah, people, if they have the wherewithal and time and energy, why not?
I got a new pen. Want to see?
Okay.
It's a Pilot 78 G Plus. Has a gold-plated nib. It's nice. I like it. It's extra fine.
Good.
It doesn't have any flex to it, but at least I can write my checks and I won't be afraid of bleeding.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I have like 30 minutes and then I have to go back to work. What are you printing?
I'm printing thank you cards for wedding invitation that I designed, and
oh, nice.
So it's very. Sometimes I like it. It's very soothing and repetitive. It's just when the printer says beep, feed me, beep, feed me, it makes me crazy. Or when it jams, I don't like that either. But
you would think that they'd test these things to make them so that way that they don't do that, but no.
Well, I can't blame it when it runs out of paper,
right.
I didn't put enough in. But I print cardstock, and sometimes the cardstock gets stuck.
Yeah. I was like this close. Did I tell you? I was like this close to buying some cardstock from Walmart. But I was like, no, I don't think I should because I have too much paper at home and I should probably use that before I buy more paper. I have like oodles of this stuff. I need to get rid of some of it. I was practicing.
Here's Leo.
Hello, guys.
Well, hello. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How about you? What's shaking, guys?
Well,
I'm participating in 30 Inks 30 Days, and there's a calendar I made so far of all the inks that I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That
nice.
looks pretty neat.
Did you see the thing that I made, Evie and
I think you showed.
Tasha?
I think you posted it somewhere or sent it to me. Oh no, I didn't see that. I don't think.
I tried to make it better, and then my freaking pen decided to roll and rolled right through the good part. Oh, I was so mad.
It looks beautiful, though.
Thank you. And so I got the original one all wrapped up, ready to ship out.
Oh, good.
I see. Wow, that's pretty cool.
I was gonna do one more because I've only got one more piece of purple paper, but I think I'll have to call it a draw.
So I take it that you're an artist as well, right?
No, I'm a gastroenterologist.
You're a what?
Gastroenterologist.
Oh, you're a gastrointestinal doctor.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Congratulations. Kudos to you, buddy.
Well,
I have a fascination with doctors. This is why I sound so excited about you being... I've got a fascination with doctors. I mean, I find medicine, pretty fascinating. I mean, I'm kind of a doctor monkey too, to be honest. I didn't get into medical school because, but just one point. I wanted to be a psychiatrist for some reason. Probably because I'm a little bit of a, probably because I need,
You need therapy yourself.
I need therapy myself. Yeah.
You get a discount because you're in the professional.
Exactly.
I went through 10 years of med school trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And up until I had finished med school and got out on my own, someone had introduced me to salad. And that totally fixed my problem.
Really?
You didn't eat
I spent
salad?
$100,000 on school to figure out that all I needed was salad.
That's so funny.
I think it's funny, but I don't understand why did you avoid salad in the first place?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's disgusting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Eating green things is disgusting.
I was not a fan of it before, but I figured out that you can cover the green stuff with other things that make it taste better. So,
like what, for example? Give me tips. I need
put
tips.
chocolate on it.
No, you're not going to put chocolate on lettuce.
But that's going to defy the entire purpose. Why?
Or you can put barbecue sauce on it.
Okay.
No, you cannot do any of that.
Come on. Or you can put Thousand Island on it.
Yes, you can do that. You can do
But doesn't that defy the whole purpose for, as to why you're eating salad in the first place?
No.
I mean, you're a gastrointestinal doctor. I mean, you of all people shall know way better than that, right?
Okay. Here's the thing about the rules. It's what did you do?
What happened?
I don't know what. There's a short.
Don't set your cave on fire. Jeez. That will all go up in flames very quickly.
It will. Yes, I've got lots of flammable stuff here. No, what happened was I was trying to take a plug out, and the plug shot a spark. So there must be a short in that plug. So
No, mine does that too.
let's just see if all of
Probably the humidity in the air.
my other devices are working here. Just a second.
But here's the thing about knowing the rules. It's if you know the rules, then it's okay to break the rules every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah,
makes
So,
sense.
You know the limit of the things, and the more that you know, the more that you know that you break the rules just a little bit here and there.
Okay. Yeah, what's it called? I mean, there is a saying for it. It's like it's not how you play the game, it's how you
cheat. How you cheat.
It's not how you play the rules, it's how you
No, it's not how
cheat.
you, whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. In this case,
whether you win or lose is how to play the game. Yep, that's right.
Of Maryland, it's how to cheat without anyone knowing.
Exactly. But don't tell anyone.
But
Okay.
when you cheat and you tell people on a worldwide popular YouTube station like mine, it's hard to get away with people not knowing. So
here's the other thing that helps: exercise. Exercise helps. For this entire year, I have been terrified to leave my house because I wasn't vaccinated before. So I have been stuck in my man cave, withering away and getting wider by the moment. So I recently got a bicycle, and I have been bicycling all around town.
Oh, really?
So hopefully within the next year, I will be down to a better size.
Okay. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for you, buddy. I'm rooting for you. I need to follow your example, actually. I need to do the same thing, the exact same thing.
Bicycling or walking. See, before I just walked. I don't own a car. So I would walk, and everything is about I'm exactly in the middle of the block. So I'd have to go all the way up to this corner.
Okay, everyone has to quiet down for just a second. Yes. Dimitri, don't go away. Dimitri. Okay. Now you can talk. You can finish your statement.
So I'm exactly in the middle of the block, and I have to go all the way to one corner to get food, or I have to go all the way to the other corner to get the 99-cent store, or I have to go all the way to the other corner to get the pharmacy. So it's at least 1.7. Like 75 meters, 0.75 meters, miles to get to anywhere. So it's a rather far walk, like 20 minutes either way.
Yeah.
And by the time I get there, walk all the way around, and then come back, it's like a 3-mile walk.
I see. That's pretty cool. That sounds like a lot of exercise.
Well, I think it'll be good for both of you to walk about, and what I'm going to do, I'm just briefly going to say goodbye to you two, so I can see if Dimitri wants to come online here. Dimitri, do you want to be live? You want to be the next contestant on The Price is Right? So Dimitri was interested in getting a pen. So I thought it would be interesting to see how he holds a pen and things like that. So we'll see.
All right. Well, I have to go anyway because I got to make a video. So
okay.
Bye. I will talk to you all later. Have a great day.
Stay cool. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks. You too. Be safe.
I will.
Okay, Dimitri, would you like to? Would you want to come on? I thought it would be interesting to see you if you how you might hold a pen, or we could just talk about pens, and I'll just aim my picture down. I tell you what, Leo, I'll talk to you later too. I'm going to say goodbye, and just to make this screen bigger for Dimitri. So
Sure.
see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Cheers.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. I don't necessarily need to see your hands, Dimitri. Let me just figure out remove. There we go. It's more about, I'm going to show you the pens, some of the pens that I think I have that might work for you. Your handwriting, Dimitri, seemed to be pretty vertical. And I can't see a thing in my house here. See. Oh, how do you go live? Okay, just a second. I have to get the link for you. Okay, if you click on that link and sort of follow the prompts, it'll bring you to the place where I can invite you in. It'll open a window in Safari or Chrome, and then you click some things. And if you're on a phone, it'll ask you to activate the camera and stuff. Are we making any headway? If not, I can just sort of try to show you what. Oh, here you are, Dimitri. Add to stream. Hello.
Hi. Got my notebook.
Great. Well, welcome here, and I'm glad that this is working for you. So when you're holding a pen, you're right-handed?
Yes.
Good. And you write relatively vertically.
Yes.
I mean, your writing seems, it's not at a slant. It seems sort of vertical.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're looking for a flexible nibbed pen that has a little bit of pizzazz to it, right?
Yeah, because all my pens are so stiff. They're like nails.
Okay.
They're getting really boring.
Well, I think you need flexibility in your life. I don't know offhand exactly what I have that I can aim toward you, but I'll find one that is relatively medium flexible and
I think I'm trying to not press as hard.
yes, that's
because I'm pretty firm, I guess.
Okay, I just got Oh, God damn it. Sorry. I hate my life. Nothing is working in my life. Okay. Feed. Paper, go. In. I'm printing with cardstock in the paper.
So here's a nib that I like.
Okay.
The Franklin Christoph stub. But it's really sharp. It's a cursive italic. It's really sharp. It's got sharp edges. It's wide.
Okay.
I like the feel of it, but never experienced anything like what you have.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to find something for you that will be flexible and a little bit of fun. What I can do is email you a picture of what they are and sort of what the price will be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the price of sending it to Canada is about $10.
That's cool.
For custom and things like that. So what I might do, how many pens do you have? Roughly.
I have, let's see.
Oh, okay. I see.
Show you. But you can see how they're all cheap, right? They're basically.
Well, I can see that they're modern.
Yeah.
They may not be cheap, but they might. I can see that they're modern.
Yeah.
So
either Bach, they're German, Bach or Yowo or Chinese.
Jinhao or.
So they're all basically, very familiar, very standard, very similar. So what I've been doing is been using sandpaper to modify them.
Okay.
To get a certain feel.
Yeah.
But I'm destroying some nibs because I'm getting too much of the iridium to.
Well, I think, yeah, by doing that, you're not really, you're just making them finer. You're not going to be able to make them any more flexible.
No, exactly.
That,
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was such a thing.
Yes. So, but what I can do is I'm going to try to find for you a couple of nibs that I think you will like. Show you how they write, and maybe do you like fine nibs at all? Really fine or no?
You know what? I just started. I lost my job and getting a divorce and selling the house. So because of the stress level, I decided just to write because it always calms me. So art and all that. So when I watched Todd Morell write, and then I watched you write, I said to myself, okay, there's something. Besides the way I, naturally write, with fountain pens, I can find some freedom to express myself. So when you talk about tight, springy, flexible, artistic versus
calligraphic.
Exactly. So all that got me thinking. It's like, okay, what is he talking about, right? So this is why I kind of
figure it out. Let me know if you figure out what I'm talking about. You just let me know.
Well, I'm in your hands, right? So I'm thinking you could probably get me started, and it's a matter of practicing.
Well, I think
so. Fine would be fine. Okay, to answer your question, I'm not used to fine. It's just like a natural attraction to like some of these things are. I don't like bold. I like the stub because they have sharp edges, and you get a fine cross stroke and a heavy downstroke.
Okay.
But I haven't tried a fine. That's flexible.
It's flexible.
Yeah.
Well, I will see what I can find for you. For example, here's a Moore. It has a slightly flexible downstroke, not overly, but it has a really nice fine side stroke. So it's
beautiful.
almost,
Yeah, it's
but,
beautiful writing. I like the bold.
but
Fine. It's a good combination of both.
Yeah. So
are you worried that if it's too flexible for a beginner, it's going to scare me? Or
no, not at all. I just sorry, my printer demanding food here. It's not that. It's I like sometimes sending people more than one pen if there's a way to do it where by sending maybe a wide-ish rubbery flexible nib,
sure,
and then one that's really fine with only a slight bit of flexibility. When you're dealing with pens that are so different, it allows you to learn to like each one of them. So, or understand which one you like better. I sent 3 pens off to Tasha, and the least flexible was the finest, and that was the one that she liked the best because of, oh, you've got a little bird.
Yeah.
A void.
Yeah. He's a parrotlet.
The parrotlet.
So the least flexible was...
So the least flexible and the finest one was the one that she ended up liking the most. And mainly because there was no such, in the pens that she had, she didn't have a fine that was that fine. And that's one of the things that modern pens don't easily sell or make because they think it'll be harder to sell maybe. So it's just
maybe harder to make, mass produce.
Well, they're more fragile and they'll feel scratchier to someone that's never used a fountain pen before. So
right.
They're gonna say, I don't like this. So rather than making something that people won't like, they just make the bigger, broader ones.
I think they're catering to the mass market, and we might not be the.
We don't belong in that market.
No.
So
I have one. I think when I was younger, I went to an antique market. And I bought this little guy.
Okay.
But the bladder is no good. I just polished the nib. It's warranted. It's not coming in focus.
Does that have a flex to it? It looks like it might.
It's got a tiny bit of flex, but it's not focusing, is it?
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, if I could get this to work with a bladder.
Have you taken it apart?
Yeah, I've cleaned the inside and
you've taken the section out of the barrel.
Yes, I've taken the whole thing apart.
Okay. Well, I can send you a bladder, a sack to put on it. So
if you know which size this is,
it's one size almost fits all. Yeah, okay. I mean it's you can cut it down to make it shorter, and if it's a little narrower, then if it's a size small, it'll still work. So,
of course.
And you just you glue it on with shellac.
Yes, and then the other thing is the little metal
pressure bar.
Yeah, they broke.
Oh,
so it's okay. I mean, my point is that
I may have one of those. I can send you too.
I was hoping that you could offer me something I could experiment with.
Yeah. Good. Well.
But the one you showed me looks fine. It looks like a middle of the road, right?
Well, the one I showed you was just the first one I grabbed out of a drawer that says flexible. And it isn't necessarily, I mean, it's flexible. I don't know if you'd call it flexible though, because it's tighter. But when you said you liked sort of broad down and a narrow side stroke, that sort of automatically wants to do that. It has a sharp side stroke. So whereas another one I have here is more rubbery. It would be good for sketching.
Yeah, I like the whole. One of your YouTube videos talked about those Watermen that were more for sketching.
Yeah,
I was intrigued by those, but you know what I think I'm realizing from your videos, I achieve line variation with a stub, and you achieve it with pressure on a flexible nib.
Yes.
So that's the concept that I'm just starting to pick up on.
Okay.
So I might be able to get what I want with one that's
well,
flexible.
yeah. I mean, I think right now, if you were right here next to me right now, I would give you a particular pen, and I'd say, play with this for a week, and bring it back, and we'll. Now, when you get that under your belt, the flexibility aspect, you might be, when you come back, you'd say, I really love it, but do you have one that's a little tiny bit finer, just as flexible, finer? But, or if you were here next to me, I would know that in a minute. You might say, gee, this is too broad. But because you're living in another country, it's gonna be, it's a little bit more involved. So I have to. That's why by talking to you, it helps
so
me.
Glad. Thank you. Appreciate it.
But
I wouldn't worry. I mean, I don't want to. My nature is to collect things, and I try not to because it's very addictive.
They are
a bit of obsessive. But I'm thinking I might want to order, depending on the price, of course, right? Because some of these things are super expensive. But depending on the price, I could order like a middle of the road, a super flexible, and one that's, and then I could just keep practicing and see where I gravitate.
Yeah, I think I don't really have that many that I'm selling right now that are super flexible, but I do have some that are flexible, and that would be a good place to start. And then, if you say, I really love this pen, but you want something a little more, then I can say, okay, well, we'll
wonderful,
knock it up a notch.
Good. That sounds like a good start.
But I think, what I like to do is I like in a customer is to find that they want more than one pen, not just because I'm going to be more rich and they're going to buy them from me, but I like the idea that they are willing to see the value in all sorts of different nibs the same way that I do, and they don't need it just to do one thing.
So Pierre, that's the wonderful thing. I mean, I wish more people watch your videos. So what you're showing me, is that there is more to this than a medium or fine nail, basically, right?
Yeah.
Or a ballpoint pen.
Yes. Nails are the least interesting kind of.
Well, I have so many of them now.
You have a lot of nails, yeah.
I'm trying to file them down and make them write differently. And
well, you could
wasting my time.
You could take those nails and you could maybe turn them a little bit into italics where there's a difference in the downstroke from the side stroke.
Yeah, that's it.
But none of those are going to do the routine of
so I think I would like to buy more than one. Again, we haven't talked price, but I do want to buy more
a
than
gold
one
nib
for sure.
pen, the simplest, least interesting gold nib pen is probably going to be $40 to start with.
That's good.
Flexible nib is going to be more like 60 or 70. But I try to make them as affordable as I can. And my way of doing that is having 90% of the value be in the nib, and the 10% of the value, the pen that I showed you, for example, many pen collectors wouldn't like it because it has a big funny engraving on it, EBK, which I know doesn't maybe bother you, doesn't bother me,
good start.
But it does bother some people.
Yeah, of course.
And unless your name starts with EBK. So let me see if I can get this thing to work. Remind me later. Edit, print. No, I don't want to print that. Yes, I want to.
So yeah, so I'd be open to buying 3 fountain pens that you would characterize as being maybe a little different.
Okay.
You know, it's like trying to expose somebody to a new cuisine.
Yeah.
Now, this one's a little sweet. This one's a little sour. This one's a little bitter.
If you've never had,
try them all.
If
you
you've never had,
bitter, but you should try it.
Yeah, if you've never had Indian food, for example, you know, we're going to give you a little bit of this curry thing. Maybe you don't like curry, so we'll just give you a little. Yeah. And then we're going to give you some lamb vindaloo over here, and we're going to give you something else over there. And that way, chances are one of them will work for you. But
yes. And the other thing, Pierre, I think you have more. I mean, I just have intuition. You have more experience. But the other thing I think is, the more I practice, the more I might find that bitter is good for me, or and I actually gravitate to bitter. I could do more with bitter than sweet, let's say.
Yeah.
So at the end, I'm trying to be open-minded, like a new student, right?
Okay. Well, I like.
So I'm at your hands. So whatever you want to do.
I like that. So
yeah, yes. I'm a yoga instructor as well. So the whole idea of having a student that has an open mind, you could do more with.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not told that don't be afraid that there's no such thing as a waste of time or money. At the end, we're learning, right? We're students.
Yep. I think so. So I will come up with 3 pens that I think have different character in their nibs. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be concerned about what they look like.
Yes.
But I'm just gonna try to come up with 3 different kinds of nibs that will, where one of them I'm sure you'll like, 2 you probably will like, and the third you'd say, gee, why did he send me this one? But if you write with it for a little bit, you'll probably realize, oh, I see why he did that.
Right, right. That's what I was hoping to do. If you stretch me that way. Yeah,
and you're in Toronto, you said?
Yeah, just outside of Toronto, yes.
Okay.
Whitby.
Good. Well, why don't you do this? Email me as you had done before. Send me your street address and all of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I will try. I've got a couple of other people that I want to send pens to. So now that I've got 3 or 4 people, maybe that'll encourage me to get off my fat butt and go to the post office and do it. So so good. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Universal Studios. So
T-shirt, yes.
Okay, good. Well, see you later.
So we didn't talk about how do I pay for
do you have
Visa,
PayPal?
Yep.
Okay,
so you're gonna send me something.
I'll send you a picture first of what the pens can do.
Sure.
And I will then show you a picture and write down what they cost and what they do. Right. You let me know if you like it. You'd say yes, I want all 3. Here's the amount, and here's $10 for shipping.
Of course.
And then I will.
And also keep in mind that I do want to get a really pretty one. So if you have
pretty, we can deal with pretty later.
Yeah. Keep me in mind for that. If you see one that
because pretty could mean sterling overlay or gold and glitzy, or it could be a bright blue pen or something. And I don't know what pretty means.
I see.
For you. So
okay, I'll have to show you. Okay.
So
wonderful.
Now. Almost always there's pen, you can almost always take a nib out of a plain black pen and put it in a pretty colored pen from the same company that's the same size.
Right.
So there's always ways of doing a nib transplant. But but anyway, that's something we can.
Those are number 2s, though, right? All the ones that you have right now.
All the ones that the pens I like are the ones that I can afford, and the ones that I feel people like me can afford. So Waterman number 2s, and the number 2 size pen is as big as you really ever need to have it. You don't need to have a pen that's bigger. Isn't that right, Friedrich? Is Friedrich here? Can he attest to that?
Really? Okay. I thought maybe the size played a role somehow. Okay.
The size only makes the pen fatter. The nib is way bigger, but the nib doesn't do anything more.
No.
It just costs more.
I thought maybe it'd be bouncier or.
No. There's no difference. The nibs are, I think, are all the same. I mean, Frederick, is that right? Frederick is a pen expert as well, and a Waterman number 8 nib has like 5 times as much gold as a Waterman number 2, or at least.
I don't want more gold.
But I've never. The Waterman number 8 that I have, or maybe I have 2 number 8 nibs. They are not any nicer than a Waterman number 2 in terms of what they can do. And in many ways, I would think if you had a really, really flexible Waterman number 8 size nib, that would almost be more easily damageable because you wouldn't even know you were pressing down too hard. But pens that have sterling silver overlay or gold fill or solid gold overlay are the same pen, whether it's be black or sterling overlay, it's exactly the same size. The sterling adds a little bit of weight to it and a little tiny bit of thickness. But it doesn't really do anything different for the writing experience.
So I'm an engineer, right? Pierre, if you have time, I'm an engineer, and of course my mind works, and I'm thinking, I don't understand, with all the money and understanding that we have, why can't they make modern day flex nibs that are worth anything? Like this one that I got from Conklin.
Yeah,
it was the most. What a waste of money! I played with it.
No.
What a waste.
Frederick might know the answer to this better than I do, but
it's like
my answer is as follows. First of all, modern pen manufacturers, even the ones that have been around forever, like Schaefer and Waterman and Parker,
what happened?
don't, we all of us, especially Americans, lost the ability to even function with a fountain pen. We don't know how they work, and we're going to break them if they're fragile, because we've been spoiled by the ballpoint pen.
Yes.
And modern pen, now that people know that there are people that love flexible nibs, they can make them, but they still can't make them fine. They can make big, blobby, wet, sloppy gold nibs, but they don't make them fine. And I think it's because there's not the craftsmen that know how to do it. Now, but Frederick is saying they could make it, but why? So why don't they?
What's the cost?
Well, I mean, some people would be more than willing to pay a lot of money for a expensive flexible nib.
Because I'm thinking these old vintage ones are going to eventually, they're going to be just.
They're all going to die at some point.
Yeah.
But it's like, why can't you buy detachable wing collars for your bib tux shirt? Because no one knows how to iron them. A friend of mine worked at a law office in Boston. One of his colleagues would would send a dozen collars, detachable wingtip collars, to France to have them press it, because no one in the United States knew how to do it.
Yeah, they have to be serviceable. So they have to be workable, serviceable, manufacturable, because
No.
that's the industry that I'm in. And
So Frederick, I don't know if you can see Frederick's comment. He says they don't want to because the public cannot be trusted to use them correctly.
No, I can't see.
So,
yeah.
now, if you had everyone that bought a pen sign a paper with a ballpoint pen saying that no matter what they're not liable, that might be a way to do it. But
okay, I think you're right. They can't guarantee the quality, the warranty.
They can guarantee the quality, but they can't guarantee the ham-fisted clottishness of the people that shell over the money for it.
So that's it.
And it's horrible. I mean, I've had people break pens of mine that should have known better. Yeah. Calligraphers, professional calligraphers, took my pen, and she said I didn't realize she was a left-handed person, and she held it very differently than I do, and she pressed down too hard and it broke. And
yeah, that's okay. Now I see what you mean by
and
too flexible, too springy.
So
more careful.
And now iridium, he says, hello, Schiavello. Iridium can't be had for any affordable price.
Oh,
they must have some other. I mean, isn't there another metal that's equally hard and shapeable, Frederick? I would think that there must be something else they could use.
Yeah.
Can stick to gold. Marilyn Darling has returned.
So, can you talk about the artistic fountain pen versus the calligraphic fountain pen? When you started talking about that, was so interesting.
Marilyn, I'll be with you in a second. Actually, I'll add you, but I'm going to try to respond to him here. So here's how I normally divide them this way, and it's the Pierre Gustafson way of dividing them. It doesn't necessarily mean other people do this, but when I want a pen to draw with, I want a pen that I can lose myself in pushing it in all sorts of different directions, and it's not going to snag on the paper, it's not going to break, and I feel I can capture the thunderstorm and the lightning bolts and the whatever, and I could write on maybe slightly thicker paper or paper that has a texture. So I want them to be flexible, but I also want them to have sort of a rounded nib where no matter which direction I push them, even if I apply a little pressure, regardless of which way I push them, it's not going to tear the paper. Whereas a calligraphy pen, I sold Marilyn a Boinga Boinga pen. It's a very, very flexible Waterman No. 2 nib.
Oh, there you go.
And it's really, really delicate. And I would not put that in my hands as an artist. I would only use that for calligraphy. And the reason that I could use it in calligraphy and not drawing is when I'm writing, even if I'm being really swooshy and calligraphic in how I write, the lines that I make are relatively standardized.
Yeah, they are. I see, Marilyn.
So I'm going, up and down. My angle is always going to be more or less in the same direction. So I'm not pushing it. I'm not trying to capture that gnarled oak tree in the thunderstorm. I'm making lines that are relatively parallel with one another. I lift up always at the same point. And so because I'm sort of in tune with the rhythm of the lettering, I feel that the calligrapher is more aware of the of the tool.
It looks to me like
the artist is.
It looks like Marilyn to me is gliding on ice.
Okay, so here's what I have to say about the whole thing.
Okay.
My advice to you is, if you want one of Pierre's pens, go out and buy yourself one of these. It's a dip pen nib.
Okay.
And get used to it, because the flexibility of these nibs is almost exactly the same or less so than these types of pens. And if you break this, it's like $3. But if you break this, you'll never find another one like it in your whole life.
Well,
right.
That's true.
And if you want something that is very flexible, that is modern, I would suggest this here Noodler's Conrad with a Fountain Pen Revolution Ultra Flex nib. It's very flexible and
Ultra Flex. Okay. Yeah, I read about those.
The Ultra Flex nib, and it's very flexible, and you can go a million miles an hour with it, and you're not going to snag it on the page. But you can't do that with this 100-year-old fountain pen. It's not going to work. You're gonna bend the tines. You're gonna break the nib.
Well, again, he, based on your writing, you're not necessarily trying to be a calligrapher, are you, Dimitri?
No.
So
it's expressive.
For regular writing, you're not trying to be an artist either, but you want to have your handwriting have a little bit of more pizzazz in it. So I don't think he might, just for lack of anything else to say right now, he might really be fascinated by the boinga boinga, but I think it's more the just
beautiful
a little bit of
that's the Falcon, is it?
Yes, this is the Pilot Falcon.
Yeah, beautiful.
And it has a very interesting nib. It's harder than anything I have. It's one of the most stiffest pens that I have, but you can get very, very subtle line variation out of it.
So Pierre, I think to understand me, Pierre, I think, am I trying too much to be like Todd? You've seen Todd.
Todd Merrill's handwriting is way off.
That's not calligraphy, is it?
I every time I see him write, I'm scared to death. And I know that he's very careful, but he just has this swashbuckling way that he writes. And
he's fencing, like you said, he's fencing.
He's fencing, and I don't know what makes me say that, other than at the end of each word, in between every 3 letters, he does this sort of, and it's scary. It's there's something a little, and I know that he's very careful and he won't break a pen, but it still looks frightening. And he also seems like he presses down a little tiny bit harder than I would on a side stroke. But again, he does know what he's doing. I don't think he's harming the pens. It's just scary.
Yeah.
So
I think I would be more like him. I tend to press harder.
This is a stiffer nib that Pierre sent me, and it takes a lot more pressure to push to make a flex than the boinga boinga does. This one, it really goes. Oops, it really goes. But you have to be careful that you don't spring the tines, because once you do, the nib is garbage.
It's like a feather.
So hard to get fine nibs like this anymore. That's why I said, if you're gonna buy a pen from Pierre, go buy yourself one of these little nib holders and some ink pot, and get used to just barely even holding on to the pen, just a little, only press with a little tiny bit with the downstrokes. and then you'll
Yeah, I
have a
see
better
you.
understanding.
You're gliding on ice. The way you're stroking, it's beautiful.
The way that a friend of mine put it is, you want to pretend like you're riding on the top of a pond, and you're trying not to disturb the water.
Wow.
So it
See,
takes.
I'm more aggressive. I'm a little bit more aggressive than that.
In that case, I would point you to the Pilot Falcon, because if you have like a more like, I can really press down on this, and I'm not afraid that I'm gonna break it, because there's something about this version of gold that's not as flexible as the Boinga Boinga.
Yeah, I think they.
Or
amount
if
of
you
copper
want,
and silver.
what's that?
They mix copper and silver, but they also temper it somehow.
Yeah, it's very well tempered, and
Yeah.
it's thicker too. But if you want really fast, good, rolly flexibility, the FPR Ultra Flex Nib is the way to go.
Okay, the FPR. Yeah, I've heard about that one, but I'll try what Pierre has first.
Yeah, the pens I'm sending you, Dimitri, they're not going to be as delicate as the one that Marilyn got from me. So I'm not concerned, Marilyn, about Dimitri harming them at all.
Right.
It's but I think sometimes I know that if I lost all of my fountain pens and had to deal with dip pens only, or where I didn't have a feed underneath them, I'd take up basketball or something.
I'm the same
because
way.
I just can't, I don't have the patience to
I like the
continue to
versatility.
dip. But I know that calligraphers that are professional calligraphers that are very good, like M.G. Ward, he would not use a fountain pen if his life depended on it.
He does use fountain pens.
Okay, well, he didn't when I met him.
Yeah,
he does use them now, but
he doesn't use flexible fountain pens. That's what he says.
Oh, I see. Well, again, because it did not have, I think it didn't have the fineness that he wanted, but it also, I think many calligraphers love the pacing that dipping a nib will give you. It keeps you on this rhythm.
I see.
And I think it adds to
the whole mechanics,
to the way your brain and your body and your breathing all, are in the dipping and the making of the letters all sort of flow together. And I think it helps. And I'm too impatient, and these days I draw too much more anyway than I do calligraphy. So
see, Pierre, I gravitated to the way you were, moving around that fountain pen that was for drawing that you said. I just like the way you were doing all that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Well, that's one of the ones I was thinking of sending you. Is one that has that sort of rubbery nib, like that. That's a Skyline Eversharp Skyline, and those are the Wall Eversharps. Todd loves the Watermans, but he also really likes the metal Wall Eversharp pens.
Yeah, he was talking about
that.
Okay, I look forward to trying these.
Yeah, I'll try to get them selected tomorrow and maybe get them in the mail the next day. But who knows?
Well,
what's going to happen?
I'm going to be going to my mom's for Easter, so I might give her.
Give you
her address.
It isn't Easter. I mean, I don't even know what Easter.
Yeah, the Orthodox Easter.
Oh, Orthodox. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought Easter already happened. Okay, of course you're Orthodox with the name like Dimitri.
Yeah.
Whatever your last name is.
Yes.
So Greek, is it Greek or Russian?
Yeah, I'm Greek. Yeah.
Yeah, Greek Orthodox. Is there a lot of Greek Orthodoxes in Canada?
Oh yes. I mean, like every other nationality, right? We all came here. So and also Russian, Ukrainian, Yugoslavian, they're all Orthodox. Romanian.
Well, I can understand why the Russians would, because it's cold and miserable up in Canada. But The Swedes went to Minnesota. The weather's but the Greeks, they've got all of that blue Mediterranean down.
I know. I want to go back.
And okay, you were born there?
Yes, and I don't like the cold. No.
Oh, okay. Well,
me either.
I know.
Okay. Well, we'll
California, so
we'll work on this for you,
awesome.
Dimitri.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay.
Well, thank you for joining us today, because putting a face to the hand and the desire, and watching you laugh at my jokes. That's all important, So, okay.
Okay. Thank
Very
you
good.
so much.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Marilyn.
bye.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Right. Okay, I'm going to try to plug this light bulb in that I threw out the sparks, just to see if it's going to throw out the sparks again. Come on. Okay, so this cord is like 5 million miles long. I don't need it to be this long, but so, Parker, how are you feeling? Oh my God. That's right, sit on top of your ukulele. Oh my God. Trauma. Are we all relaxed? Is it time for another song? Parker, are you still here? Anytime you want to get in key. This is for Parker. Once upon a man. A tree, and he sang as he watched and waited until his belly boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Come a waltzing Matilda with me. Down came a jumjack to drink. You're here. We gonna do a duet, Kesh? You just wanted me to stop singing, I bet. Where's my pen? Yes, Kesh. Mr. Kesh.
It's Mr. Huria.
Mr. Huria. Mr. Huria.
Yeah, Huria, not Uria.
Huria.
So I just saw you live and I thought of surprising you.
You did. You surprised me. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I just finished off another live stream on cricket, and yeah, it was a long day, but I thought, okay, this is one of the rare days when Pierre is on ukulele and he's live, so let's go there.
Let's interrupt him so he puts his ukulele down.
No, let's make him nervous.
I don't think I can be nervous anymore. I think everything that I could have done, I have done, and there's nothing. It's all. I know I have no shame. So, you're still in lockdown, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a lockdown only, yeah. Not a formal lockdown, but the restrictions are almost lockdown-like.
Okay. Well, I hope that it works. That sort of frightening. You have a lot of people in that country of yours.
Yeah, that's true. And, you only realize how bad it is when your friends and people get COVID. And recently, my cousin and a friend, they did get it. So that's when you feel it more.
Mm-hmm. In your country, are there more people liable to get it? I mean, in the United States, maybe more people that go to Trump rallies get COVID than people that don't go to Trump rallies. Is there a group of people that maybe are less likely to follow the rules?
See, now everyone is noticing like how bad it's gotten, how worse it can still get. So that way, people are actually following the rules.
Oh, good.
They are making sure that they're not getting out of their houses until it's completely necessary, and masks are given now. And a lot of people are actually voluntarily getting the vaccine. So,
oh, good. Well,
yeah,
happy.
But I think the damage was already done when a few months ago, they opened everything up once again to public, and I think that's where it all originated once again, and now they're paying for it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm hoping that they can learn and stay hidden, or whatever. So,
see, my dad, he's a businessman, so for him to be stuck at home, it's not new. Sorry, it's new. So he's not used to it, and he's like finding it really tough to kill the time. But at the same time, he understands it's important not just for him, but also for people around him.
Yeah. What does he do?
So he owns a couple of electronic stores.
Okay.
Yes, there's a monetary loss of business, but there's a saying in Hindi called "Jaan hai to jahan hai," which roughly translates to "This world is there only if you're alive." I mean, if you're not alive, it
Yes.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yes. Well, yes, and he, should know that he can't sell electronic equipment to dead people either. So it's not just.
And plus, he's himself 60, so he's also in that age where the immune system is not at your best. So
Yeah, I know all about it.
So if you guys transmit, then it's relatively difficult for you guys to come out of it than younger people.
Oh, yes, I know.
He has got his first shot of vaccine as well. So yeah, just like you.
Well, I'm very happy that I got my vaccine, and hopefully we'll all be better soon. But it's going to still be a long time.
Yeah.
So, you're still making videos though, and making music, right?
I'm working on music, but the videos that come on my channel are mostly cricket based because we have this own.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, the league which is going on. So I do like a post game analysis after every game ends. It's a good way to kill the time, and I love the sport, so covers both the areas.
Oh, good.
Keeps you occupied. I mean, it starts around 7:30 in the evening and goes on till 11:30, and then a couple of hours of analysis on my channel, and then another Australian channel. So that is completely in English.
Okay.
And before 7:30 in the daytime, I work on music.
Good.
So my day starts only at 2 p.m. So I have like 5 hours of music to do before that, and then it's all cricket.
Yes, I know that you start late in the day.
By the way, I was actually wanting to talk to you about something for the last couple of days. I remember you did a sketch of a 21st Century Fox, that the opening title once.
Yeah.
So do you still have it?
It's 20th Century Peer. Yes, 21st Century Peer.
Yeah. So I'm starting a new series on my YouTube channel, which is where I'll be discussing cinema and different films with a few of my friends. So for intro, I thought if you still have that sketch and that little video which you makes of every sketch that you do, that you put on Instagram, the whole making thing.
Yeah.
So if you have that, or if you could make something similar, then I could use it.
What do you want it to say?
So the name of the show is Cinema Hall. So it's a wordplay. So it sounds like cinema hall, like cinema and hall.
Yeah.
But in reality, it would be written differently because in Hindi there is a word called mahal. Mahal means the atmosphere. So cine mahal. So it goes both in Hindi and English.
Okay.
So just I wanted that intro, the logo, to be kind of like that. So it just clicked me that I had seen you doing it. So maybe I would ask you.
So how do you spell it? SINE?
No. That's CINE.
CINE. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wrote a C, but okay. CINE.
Yeah, and then like a hyphen.
Yeah.
And then MAHAUL.
MAHAUL.
Yeah. So it sounds like cinema hall, the English one.
Yeah.
But once I put a hyphen in between and I write the mahal separately, so the people who understand Hindi, they would know what he means.
Okay. Let me think. The thing about the 20th century, 20, it's a big 2 and a little O and a TH, and century is, so it's sort of trying to fit these letters.
I thought we could do 21st century. We could retain that.
Oh, I
and
see.
Then where they write Fox, we could write cinema hall.
Okay, let me think about that. I'm trying to think of other, 20th Century Fox is one of the only one of the companies. There's Universal, there's Paramount, there's other companies that maybe might work better, but let me think about it.
Might work better, like in terms of logo.
Well, in terms of 20th Century Fox, that's just one studio that came up with that.
But isn't it a bit more popular than the other ones around the world?
It might be more well known. Honestly, I don't know. I don't watch modern movies, but let me see.
Being in India, I can vouch for it because
because you're on the other side of the planet. So
yeah,
okay.
Just that Fox has also produced a few Hindi films.
Okay.
So people are more familiar with it, and also that whole logo presentation and the music, especially which comes with it. I think it's a bit more popular. I mean,
it's certainly recognizable. It's very recognizable more than
you being in America. I mean, I can ask you as well. Do you remember the music that plays behind any other logo? You might know.
That's one of them. That's Universal. And Bong. That's J. Arthur Rank.
But these are all very old, isn't it?
They are a little bit. I know Disney and Pixel and all of those people have one, but
the one which is more registerable in the memories of people, I think,
is 20th Century Fox. Sure. Universal intro. No, Universal intro.
Is that a fan behind you? Is it hot?
It's a fan. Yes, it's a fan.
Is it your only fan that you have?
No, I've got many fans.
Are they watching us right now?
No fans are watching. I'm just trying to find the vintage one here.
So has it gotten hot? Is it summers now?
It was hot the other day, and it's there we go. It's upside down, sorry.
My favorite thing about my Squarespace is seeing all
But are they still using the same?
They use the same Here's J. Arthur Rank.
And there was this another one, right, where the lion roars.
Yeah, that's Metro Goldwyn Mayer. The Universal, I mean, the new one doesn't have the music, I don't think. Dun, dun.
Yeah.
I much prefer the old one.
See, but my generation knows about this one more.
Yeah. How about this?
Yeah, I could actually use that music if you do the logo thing.
How about this one? On a kazoo.
Do you have a kazoo? Do you play it?
I don't have a kazoo, no. Let's see what this is.
That's not good. No, he's out of pitch. He's out of pitch. People are just crazy on YouTube.
They are.
But do you still have that old drawing that you made for?
Yeah, I do.
So was it on paper or was it on your iPad?
It was on my. It was. I did many different versions of it.
Because if it's in your iPad, then you can still do the modifications.
Coming soon. No, this isn't it.
Is this something new that you're doing?
No, I did that before. So here's.
Yeah. So, do you have the files or is it just the render?
I have the files, but it's let me see here. 20th century peer.
So, do you think peer can be replaced with something else?
21st century peer. It might be. We'll see. Let let me think on that.
How much time this one took for you to make it?
A lot. It was drawing it, and then I built it in. I scanned it into Photoshop and made it an animated GIF. But I'm just trying to think if there's an easier way to do it using my iPad. So anyway, let me think about it.
But how did this idea strike you? I liked it because for me, I'm very much an antique. I don't think I belong in the 19th century, not the 20th. And now we're in the 21st. So I sort of skipped the entire 20th century. I sort of, my soul belongs in the 1800s. But now I'm in the 21st century, and it's sort of surprising to anyone that's ever met me before. Pierre, I can't believe that you're such a computer geeky guy because you seem so against it. So that's why. So that's why you wrote 21st century instead of 20th?
Well, 21st century, yes. And we are in the 21st century now. So
why did you write 19th century then if your heart belongs there?
I should have, but this is more me using modern technology. So I had to admit that I had to be modern in order to do this. I'm going to go sit on the couch and play with the cat for a little bit.
On the stream?
No, just all by myself.
Okay.
So we'll see you all later.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye, Kesh.
Bye-bye.
Bye.